Hello, early-ish season, spring, and we're gonna throw a hair jig. I'm just gonna pop and swim that thing over this flat. I'm in spot lock right now, and I'm gonna kind of poke and prod my way through this flat, slowly, basically. They're kind of scattered everywhere. If you were to zoom out and look at this lake, you'd probably see just scattered smallmouth everywhere. They tend to kind of run in packs too, but they're not all gonna be in one spot. They're just gonna be scattered across it. So you really gotta be thorough and fan cast and cover every section of it to ensure that you can run into a fish. And I have a 1/4 ounce on, and I have immediately realized that I need to be fishing an 1/8. So, see if I can find an 1/8. There's an 1/8. It's super clear water, so I like black in contrast. And I want to keep the bait up. That's why I'm going with a lighter size. Not to mention I'm going to be fishing in, 2 to 8 feet of water, so pretty shallow water. All right, we're sitting pretty. Hair jig. Yep. Here we go. First one on the hair jig. I'm gonna go ahead and spot lock. Feels like a dang good one. Oh, clear water just wallowing down there. That's a good one. Back off on the drag. Yeah, you can just keep doing that. It's kind of funny. We'll get her out. There we go. Hair jig smallmouth. Rough of the mouth. 1/8 ounce, nice and light, just kind of popping, swimming that back little tinsel. It's a great feeling. All right. The wind is coming from behind me, so I don't want to spot lock right now. I don't even know if that'll be deep enough. I'm actually in 12 feet of water. But I'll eventually grab. There's a nice smallie. Beep, 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 beep. Hair jig smallmouth again. That one's like kind of red. Ooh, that is rough of the mouth action right there. There, I think my micro pole grabbed. I'm coming up on a point right here. I can see it, so just in case there's more, I don't want to blow up on top of it. So, like I said, if I was to hit spot lock, then my kayak would want to fly around to the other side and I'd be facing the wrong way. So it's important to have this power pole back there so I can anchor facing the right way. Obviously I want to make casts this way. Setup is pretty important when you're fishing a hair jig. It's a very light bait, so a long rod helps you cast it out farther. And then, as always, I'm a proponent of a larger spool. And a larger spool is going to let off more line with each revolution, so that'll give you a farther cast as well, especially if you have your spool all the way full. Braid casts a lot better. This is 10-pound Suffix 832. It's such clear water, and smallmouths are heavy sight feeders, so I opt for a fluorocarbon leader here, and I just do 10 and 10, 10-pound braid, 10-pound fluorocarbon. If you were to buy a hair jig rod, I'd recommend getting something in that 7.5 foot range. And long rods to me are so much fun. Like, you could get an 8 foot rod and that's just a blast. So you just need something you're gonna be able to cast far and feel really good. So I got a nice light tip on this thing, and that's just gonna transmit that bite, like I said, from the rod tip to the line to the reel to my elbow. Not a huge one, but there's more with him. So again, hammer on that spot lock button. I don't want to drift over any more schools. Can't tell you how many times that happened to me in the days before this kayak, where you'd hook a fish and then you just blow into 20 smallmouth. And there's nothing you can do. They're just, you're busted, they're gone. When I'm working a hair jig, I'm just doing little flickers, just want that tinsel and that hair to just kind of undulate, you know. So it's little actions with my rod tip like this. You know, I'm pulling back and I'm just kind of twitching it. Really easily swimming it. This is an 1/8 ounce jig, so it just kind of hangs, and that's kind of what you want to do. Every once in a while you can do a bigger pop and let it sink for a second or so, but you basically just want a subtle flash, like hair swims like nothing else. So it's just kind of a subtle action. There's another one. Big, shallow, rocky flat. This is just something real area that I can keep up off the bottom and keep fish interested. Such a fun bite. Light jig, and then you just load up on them. Oh, smallest one of the day, but you know, time to get some water, time to get some lunch. Favorite time of year to catch smallies.